How do I get good at video games? How do I learn what tips and tricks can make me a hardcore gamer when I'm currently not one? There's a whole slew of content about this. There's videos from just about every brand new gaming YouTuber talking about just this. I assume it's an SEO thing. They just want to show up in your search. But I have to wonder, who searches for how do I get good at video games? That's such a strange search term. And so I started to think about the advice I would give to that person. And really, I think my advice comes down to play Geometry Wars, then play Portal, and finally play Among Us. But first, start with Geometry Wars. Geometry Wars is a series of games that was originally a joke, not in the way that it was not meant to be enjoyed, but just that it was thrown into another game as an Easter egg. In Project Gotham Racing 2 on the original Xbox, your character had an arcade cabinet in their garage, which you could interact with, and on that arcade cabinet was Geometry Wars. While originally it was solely intended to exist there as a sort of mini game that you could mess around with and then forget, it turned out that people really liked Geometry Wars. They liked it so much that the developers, Bizarre Creations, realized people were playing the game exclusively to play Geometry Wars and decided to make a standalone version. Now, this may sound pretty standard, but I'm recommending this as the top game you should start with if you want to learn how to play video games. So perhaps it shouldn't surprise you that this is almost exactly why Bizarre built this minigame in the first place. Geometry Wars wasn't created because the designer, Stephen Cakebread, wanted to make a cool 2D twin-stick shooter, nor did he have any serious intentions towards retro nostalgia. Instead, he made the game as a test, an experiment to test Xbox controllers with. The reason everything is a mathematical vector, well, he didn't have an artist, so he just kind of made this game and refined it in his spare time. Then, since he made it, he might as well throw it into the game. And why choose a twin-stick shooter? Again, not because of any passion or drive, but because it was easy to code. And so he did it in a week. There's a lot of interesting parallels between this and other vector-based games that eventually came to define generations of gaming. Asteroids is easily the one most people might be familiar with, but Spacewar is the one it's closest to. Spacewar is essentially the first video game, though there are some earlier examples of games that were played in private. Spacewar went viral, or at least as viral as you can go, in 1961 through academic science labs wealthy enough to own a PDP-1 computer. I actually put this on my list of the top 10 most important games of all time, and the way it came about, well, the MIT programmer who made it needed a diagnostic program to test the computer's knobs and buttons. It needed to demonstrate the resources of the computer. It needed to be interesting. It was the first computer to allow for 2 players, and it should be entertaining. So it just felt natural to create a competitive game, and thus video games were born. The parallels with Geometry Wars are clear, and it served its purpose and magically made its way to the public, and now you can play it. Why do I recommend this game, though? Besides the fact that it was designed to test a controller, it's also really simple and easy to understand, with a high score, a few power-ups, and a limited play space. You are on a square, there are enemies in the square, you can shoot them, and if they touch you, you die. It's really basic and also super engaging and remarkably fun. It's on PC, it's on Xbox, it's on the Wii, it's on the Nintendo DS, and in all of those cases, it still holds its original purpose very well. That is, it allows you to learn the controls. On PC, you'll learn how to use your mouse and keyboard independently. On console, you'll learn how to use the joysticks. If you've ever played with someone new to games, one of the things they tend to do is use their controls one at a time. They move their body, then they move their mouse. They run, then stop, then aim, then fire. This works fine on super low-level difficulty games like Call of Duty, where in my last video I talked about how you're not the hero at all, you just follow the hero around. And in that case, yeah, it's fine to be quote-unquote bad at gaming. But if you want to move into other games, you'll find them much less forgiving. And so how can you improve that? By learning to use your tools, specifically your controls. Geometry Wars does that fantastically, and it's enjoyable. There's a whole load of fun to be had. This is a game that will turn a non-gamer into a gamer and teach them how to play games on a super basic level that even the most in-depth tutorial will never do. After you've learned the basics of how to move things independently, that's when I recommend going to Portal. Why Portal? Well, it's really simple. The game, that is. It's a simple concept. You have two portals. You place the two portals in various locations to move through a level. It's also really slick and well done. The developers, Valve, spent a lot of time playtesting and watching gamers of all skill levels play through their designs in order to smooth it out and make sure it's highly playable. So, coming from Geometry Wars, you essentially know how to use your controllers, and Portal will then teach you how to play games. It uses a lot of really common gamer visuals and tropes that carry on throughout most games. By playing Portal, you will understand how games function, at least as well as any single game can do. You'll learn how to use your controls more specifically. Instead of just a few buttons, you'll have a few more. You'll learn how to move and think like a gamer. Plus, it's so well done that you'll just have a blast. There's a reason this is one of the most iconic games of all time. And finally, I suggest Among Us. Now, Among Us is a social deduction game with not a whole lot of learning. Once you've got Geometry Wars, you'll understand everything you need to know about playing Among Us. So, what is there to learn from this? Well, networking, making friends, and getting exposed to combative multiplayer. In Among Us, you are always either being hunted by a traitor who seeks to kill you, or you are the traitor who seeks to kill others. And therefore, you are in a low-stakes combat at all times. Everyone could be the enemy. Everyone could be your next victim. Social deduction games have existed for a long time, and they have a really good cohesion building effect that allows you to make friends and play competitively against each other without holding a grudge or waiting too long to play another round. Among Us is one of the few games that gives dead players something to do. So even if you, as a new player, die and lose, you can still keep contributing and win. You'll make friends, and if you study the psychology of it, you'll even become a more convincing and logical person. That's pretty cool. Video games are a hugely beneficial invention. They will teach you hand-eye coordination. You will improve your memory, improve your attention span, learn problem-solving skills, lower aggression and stress in your everyday life, and learn social skills. The cognitive benefits and the social benefits are huge, massive, and worth experiencing. Unfortunately, there's an expectation that you'll be capable of playing games automatically. And if you're not, then there's no hope. But these three games, which you could buy all three at full price for $20 total, or get all three on sale for under $10 total, they will do more for you to learn how to be a gamer than basically anything else, because they teach the basics that no other game does. What is the game that turned you into a gamer? Or if you're not one, if you're one of the people who wants to learn how to play, have you tried any of these? Or are you going to? I'm really interested in your story, so please leave me a comment below because I'm super curious. You can watch another video right now, and I'll see you on the next one.